Okay, hello YouTube land. This is JudoCast75. Now this winter with my Grizzly 700, we encountered some Mother Nature's wrath, I would say. There's just lots and lots of snow built up, and so I'm driving the Grizzly 700 through it, as you can see in my other videos there. And I got a little problem of the fact that my four-wheel drive diff lock would not engage. Now, the only way to fix all this is you have to take your front, well, and I blew this seal right here. This seal here is gone, and the only way to replace this seal is to take the whole diff out. So while I'm doing this, replacing the seal, I thought I'd check out why my four-wheel drive and diff lock was not working properly. Now, the problem was that this little piece right here, I hope you can see it. Here, this is supposed to move back and forth like this. Well, this is called your fork. And it had bent a little bit along the arm that runs right in behind here. I know you're not going to be able to see it very well, but there it is right here is this arm. This arm bent. Now, I did not take it out or anything. I just used a hammer and I banged on in here to get this straight. So now it goes over all the way like this, whereas before it only ever used to go this far, which only lets the four-wheel drive engage. You need to be further over for the diff lock to engage. So two-wheel drive. Right here's about 4x4, and that's fully locked diff. So I had to take it apart. I did split the diff right here. It's really easy. This is just a housing, and then your gear just sits, your pinion gear or whatever. But the big gear sits right in here. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know the mechanical term for it. Yeah, this comes off really easy. I just used my impact gun. Oh my goodness, people. Half-inch drive impact gun. Let me tell you, it'll save your life every time. I bought this one at Mastercraft. They had it on sale for 68 or 73% off. So I spent like $50 on it, and it works awesome. I highly recommend them. I just used it to split the diff. Real easy. I didn't have to use any arm strength or anything. You also need it to take your wheels off. You cannot get your wheels off without an impact. Trust me, I tried just about everything before I had to go out and buy one. Yeah, so that's what I had problems with when I made another video, but I didn't post on YouTube because by the time I was ready to post a video, I knew that what I thought was happening was wrong, because I thought ice was interfering with the movement of this, but it was not, because there's your servo right here, servo that controls it all, and yeah, there's no way for ice to stop this from turning. So yeah, this mounts on there just like this. I drained it all the diff fluid. I'm going to put new diff fluid in it and everything once I get the new seal. I had to order it from Yamaha. They didn't have it in stock, so I got to wait a week and a half before it gets in. I still got to work on taking it out. It's in there pretty good. I just got to find myself a good screwdriver and pry in there and pop it out. But yeah, so if you have any problems, if you've had problems with your front differential where you can get it to go to 4x4 but not diff lock, it's because your fork here is bent. That's what I was told it's called, is the fork. And it's bent. And you do not have to, like for me, I did not take it out. I fixed it with a hammer. And I used a metal wedge. And I just simply placed it in here like this. And I tapped on it, moving it slowly and as gently as possible, because I didn't want to disfigure this too much. It still slides really nice on there, so that's still good. And make sure that if you take it off, you have it in two-wheel drive, which means it's all the way over to the left. Because if you take it off and you're in four-wheel drive, when you take it off, it's going to be very hard to judge where your teeth should meet up, I think, for in the center here. So if you can leave it in two-wheel drive, that's good. And if you have it all the way in diff lock, that might be okay too, because then it's all the way over to the right. But for best results, I highly suggest all the way two-wheel drive. I still have a little gap right here, which I think it won't be too bad. I think it could eventually come back a little further yet, but I think it's going to work just fine. So there you have it. If you have this problem, and like I said, I'm not a mechanic, and I was able to do this all myself. So, you know, if you've got a little bit of ingenuity and know-how, It's quite simple to do. It takes me a little longer than a mechanic, right? Because you got to figure out how everything comes off and everything. But as long as you just pick away at it nice and slow. And another thing, if you can remember, when you start to do maintenance on this stuff and you break something and you're going to replace it, wash your ATV first. It makes a heck of a lot. It makes it a heck of a lot easier. I did not wash mine first, and I've been fighting mud and gunk the whole time trying to keep everything clean and out of here, but I've done a pretty good job so far. All right, so hope that helps somebody out there with their diff lock situation if they've got one. All right, talk to you guys later. Have fun.